Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more powerful, emotionally charged stories like this. The celebration buzzed with music, laughter, and the warm shimmer of chandelier light bouncing off polished glassware. I stepped inside carrying a quiet sense of hope, convincing myself that maybe, just maybe, tonight would be different. Maybe Emily would resemble the woman I once knew, the one whose smile used to hold warmth, curiosity, and genuine affection. But that fragile optimism cracked almost instantly. Her focus was clearly elsewhere. I noticed how easily she laughed at jokes I wasn't part of, how her eyes lit up for another man across the room. A heavy chill settled in my chest as the truth started to take shape. She wasn't being herself with me anymore. She was putting on a performance, charming everyone except the one person who used to matter most. For months, I'd swallowed the quiet distance, the cold indifference, the way she brushed me aside without a word. I clung to the idea that she'd come back to me emotionally. But standing there that night, it became undeniable. She was already gone in every way that mattered. When she finally noticed me, her smirk spread wider, almost provocative, as if daring me to say something. Her hand rested too comfortably on a male colleague's arm, a touch that wasn't innocent, wasn't accidental. It was personal, and around her, their friends laughed, entertained by the scene, blind to the quiet cruelty unfolding right in front of me. Still, I didn't react. I didn't explode. I remained perfectly still, my composure hiding the storm raging beneath the surface. This wasn't the moment for reckless emotion. This was about control, intention, and proving that her little games no longer had any grip on me. The tension seemed to thicken the air as I watched, waiting for the precise second to reclaim the respect she had tried to tear away. I moved toward her slowly, my presence purposeful, my hand resting lightly on her elbow. "Emily, can we talk?" I murmured, steady but firm. She recoiled slightly, then rolled her eyes with that familiar dismissive attitude, as if my very existence inconvenienced her. The group around her chuckled, feeding off the drama like it was some kind of entertainment. But inside, I felt nothing but sharp clarity. I wasn't there to perform or plead. I was there to draw a line that could no longer be crossed. Then she said it, the sentence I feared but somehow anticipated. "You're a waste of my time." Her voice cut through the room, sharp and intentional, designed to embarrass me openly. Instead of anger, what hit me was realization. The woman I had loved no longer existed in front of me. In her place stood someone cold, manipulative, and careless. A slow, controlled smile touched my lips, not a spite, but a final resolve. This was no longer about proving anything to her. This was about taking myself back. A hush began to settle, as those nearby sensed a shift. I let the silence linger, my calm becoming its own quiet force. A flicker of uncertainty crossed Emily's face. I leaned in just enough for my words to carry weight. "Perfect. I'm done giving you mine." Each word was measured, unwavering, final. The room froze. Conversation stopped. Laughter vanished. Even glasses paused midair. Her friends exchanged uneasy looks as they realized the balance had flipped. The energy shifted completely. The woman who believed she controlled the room now stood powerless, and the man she underestimated had taken command without raising his voice. Her confident expression began to fracture, disbelief flashing through her eyes. She tried to recover, mouth opening to deliver her usual sharp comeback, but nothing came out. The people who had laughed a moment ago now watched in tense silence as the spectacle unraveled. I didn't argue. I didn't match her aggression. My posture and steady gaze spoke louder than any shouting ever could. Slowly and deliberately, I slid my wedding ring from my finger, holding it briefly between my fingers, a silent symbol of everything ending in that moment. When I placed it beside her drink, the faint metallic sound echoed through the stunned room. Heads turned. Every eye followed that single, final act. Emily reached for it instinctively, fear rising in her expression, but I stepped back, calm and distant, unreachable. The power she thought she held dissolved instantly. Her bravado collapsed, her laughter gone, replaced by panic and disbelief. In a shaky voice, she tried to regain control. "Wait, what do you mean?" I met her gaze directly, unblinking. "You wanted to make me feel small. You managed that for far too long. But it stops tonight. The authority in my tone silenced even those who weren't paying attention before. The mood of the room shifted entirely. Her friends no longer found this amusing. Anxiety replaced their earlier smirks as they realized the depth of her miscalculation. The woman who had mocked me now stood exposed, facing the consequences she never thought would come. Her voice dropped, fragile and desperate. Please don't leave like this. I simply shook my head, composed and certain. You don't get to cast someone aside when they care, then demand they stay when it benefits you. Soft gasps rippled through the group. Emily stood frozen, her expression hollow, stripped of all pretense. For the first time, she truly understood what it meant to lose control, and the realization hit hard. She couldn't undo it, couldn't rewrite the moment. I turned and walked toward the exit, feeling an overwhelming sense of release, leaving behind the manipulation, the tension, and the emotional games. Behind me, she remained motionless, pale and shattered, her face etched with regret and disbelief. The room stayed quiet, stunned by the quiet strength that had dismantled her facade. For months, she had belittled me, overlooked me, and treated my presence like it was optional. But that night, I took back my dignity, my power, and my freedom. When the cool night air touched my face outside, it felt like clarity, like healing. And somewhere behind me, Emily was left alone with the realization that the man she dismissed had finally walked away, and this time, it was already too late.